Who here is from California? I know we have a lot of California kids in this class. Yeah, a few hands. Do you know what this pink dot symbolizes? Paige.
Means you're an organ donor.
Exactly. This pink dot symbolizes hope, life, and opportunity for those that need organ transplants. This is the dot for an organ donor. And as you can see on Conan O'Brien's driver's license, this pink dot on the bottom left hand shows that he's an organ donor. And why his driver's license is available on the internet, I have no idea, but that's a separate issue altogether. Now, let me ask you a question. If you had the power to change a life or save life, would you? I'm hoping that all of you would say yes. Now, I'm going to tell you why you should become an organ donor. Let me show you why you should become one if you're not one already. I'm going to show you how many people need organ donations, a truly inspiring story, and how beneficial you can be in changing and shaping a life. By the end of this presentation, I hope that those of you who are not organ donors already change your mind and decide to become an organ donor and save a life. And even though we're in the conversation of saving lives, I really hope you save the questions until the end. Now, here's the cold hard truth. 115,000 people need organ transplants, and 10 people die every day waiting for one. And every 10 minutes that pass by, another name is added to that waiting list. Now, these are startling statistics. For those of you who aren't donors, you can change this. I'm going to introduce you to a man named Chris, who was fortunate enough to get off that waiting list and receive a transplant. Let's watch and look at his story.
Chris Dominic is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Now, if this inspiring story of Chris hasn't changed your mind to become an organ donor if you aren't already, these 4 facts surely will. Why should you be an organ donor? Number 1, it may seem obvious, but you can save life. And when you ask your friends, what'd you do today? And they say, oh, homework. You could say, I saved a life. And that's pretty cool. 2, second chances. For most transplant recipients, a transplant means a second shot at life. But it also means improved quality of life because they're able to do those everyday tasks and go back to a normal life, much like Chris has. Imagine if you're able to give an eye to a blind person once he passed away. They have the ability to see now. That completely changes their world, and to be able to give someone the gift of an eyesight would be a truly awesome thing to do. And lastly, it may seem obvious, but you're making a difference. You have the power to change and influence someone's life in the most extreme way, in the most positive way possible. Now, this actually is the catch. You cannot just influence one person's life. As one organ donor, you have the possibility of influencing and changing 8 people's lives. You, as one human being, have the power to change 8 people's lives. That's a great and startling fact. Now, at this point, I think I've convinced you all that if you're not an organ donor already, you will be now. Any questions? Yes.
Tess, I was wondering, what percentage of Americans are currently organ donors?
Great question. And I actually know the answer to that fact. 42%, which means on that statistic, half of you aren't organ donors already, but you should sign up and register because you can be one now. Thank you.